beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Heather Salter-Purves. I'm a queer, but today I thought I would take a moment, point out and show you the collection of all the wonderful books I have acquired over, physical books I've acquired over the first half of the year. I've broken these down into sort of 4 categories. Books that I've either been gifted physically or have been given gift vouchers to acquire, special edition or book subscription books I bought because I wanted, and books that I bought while they were on sale. So I would love to know what you've collected over the first half of the year, and if it is daunting once you've collected them all up. So let's dive on in. So I will start with the 2 special editions I've collected or been sent in book subscription boxes I am part of, which is only the Bookish and Spice fantasy romance, and they're 2 months in. So I have Helene Rising by CC Davie, and this follows some people as she's avenging the death of family. I'm trying to go into this really vague to see if I can use it for the Reddit fancy bingo for this year. But it's a beautiful edition with sprayed edges, foiling. I always love to know what hardbacks look like under the dust jacket. So I thought I would show you guys as well. And there's reversible dust jacket art. And the second one is Helen Schaeffer's Blood and Steel, which is book 1 in the Legends of Thermes, and I did read this for the Amazing Readathon this year, held by Bree from over on a 4 Paws in a Book, and it is a fun book. It is now also a completed series. The 4th one just got released. This is also self-published. Both of these are. So I look forward to continuing on with this series and diving into the other series. So they're the special edition books I've collected. Now we'll go on to the books I bought because I wanted them. Specifically, like, I didn't ask for them, they were given to me. And the first one is The Invocations by Crystal Sutherland. I read this already this year for a book club, but I missed the actual date of the book club. Will be my second favourite. Crystal Sutherland. I preferred House of Hollow. I picked up both books in the Shepherd King duology. At the moment, put my hands on book 1, which is One Dark Window. So this is 2 Twisted Crowns. I will be reading this as part of the Double Trouble book club I host here. It will be the September and October selections. So I'd love to have you dive on in. All I know is that we follow Elspeth and the card magic they have as she fights the demon that's in her head. Just sounds really interesting. We then also have Ali Hazelwood's paranormal debut, Bride. We follow Misery Lark, who is the only daughter to the most powerful vampire councilman in the southwest, as she's married off to Lo Morland, who is an alpha werewolf. So it's a political marriage of convenience, and she's looking for the missing friend of her sister, I believe. The Scarlet Veil by Shelby Morin, which is another vampire book. It's 6 months since Sylvie took her sacred vows and joined the ranks of the Chosen, the first huntswoman, when her fiance, the captain, she is determined to foot her. Now she's real reason to fear the dark, and something is coming for her. So looking forward to it. But I haven't read that one either. Not doing really well with this reading the books thing, I might. Then we went to a secondhand book sale, like warehouse clearance, and I picked up 4 books, and there was also a library sale. I picked up 1 book. My library has like their discard pile, and it's 50 cents a book, and I picked this one up, the library sale one, to finish out a duology I've read, which is the Hive Duology by AJ Betts. This one is the second book, Rogue. As we are following along, Haley has gone rogue. She has left everything she's known behind, and the bees that she keeps for her as part of her job within the hive she lived in, and she is going into the new world. So we follow Haley in the first book, where she finds a crack in the ceiling of a dome where she lives in like a hive commune, and it all goes from there. So everything she knows has been a lie, and now she has to adjust to the new truth. I then have a Lene Singh Guild Hunter novel. It's the Archangel's Storm. I don't know what number of books in the series this is. I just know I want to read her eventually. So I thought I'd pick this one up and see if it fits where I need it to. It probably doesn't, knowing my luck. We then have a Regency fairy tale romance, The Long Shadow by Olivia Atwater. This is in the same series as The Half the Soul. The marriageable young ladies of London are dying mysteriously, and Abigail Wilder intends to discover why. So we're going to follow this. I am currently reading Which Would Not by Olivia Atwater, and I'm really enjoying it, so I will be picking this up sooner rather than later. We then also have Chris Kofer's new series, I believe, A Tale of Magic. This is the author was Kurt in Glee. I really loved Kurt as an actor. I appreciated the activism Chris Kofer has put out. He is a prolific middle grade author now, so good for him. And we are joining the Magic Academy, the Weatherberries Academy for Magic. So interested. I also didn't notice this until I got it home, but it has a beautiful naked hardback, which is always a win. Finally, at the clearance sale, I got Bloodlines, which is a 16 journeys on the dark streets of urban fantasy, and it has a range of different authors in it. Some of them I've read from before, and some of them I've not read too, but I have always had them on my list. So it's a good way, I guess, of diving in. I also will be trying to read this for the Fantasy Bingo that I'm taking part in. This is Christmas from last year that took a while to get here. Gifts. But it's also like I was given gift vouchers for Christmas last year. I didn't do it until the sales. And my birthday, which is in May. Other gifts that I've been given. So for my wedding anniversary, or Valentine's Day, don't know which one, beautiful wife Leanne bought me Empire of the Damned by J. Christoph, which is book 2 in the Empire of the Vampire series, where we're following Gabriel, who has saved the Holy Grail from death by his chances, and he's a silversmith, silver blood, from what I remember. But J. Christoph, always big floppy paperbacks, intimidates me. So it is what it is. I then have a few classics. So I got Camilla, which is the sapphic vampire book that has resurfaced as a cult classic. I got this beautiful shiny edition, beautiful cover, by Sheldon Lefern, and this came out 100 years before Dracula. And it was the inspiration in the Dark Academia novel Education Malice, which I also have read. It's on my nightstand for book club last year, but I was last month, and I was given it by my beautiful family. Enjoyed that. Have read this and just wanted a copy. So I was asked nicely for a copy. We then also picked up a lovely, still in its plastic, because I'm starting to get like really beautiful editions of books for Dragon, so she can have like a beautiful aesthetic library when she's older. But the King Arthur and His Knights Tales, it's a bound up illustrated edition from QBD, but I will be reading it to her beforehand. So it's like for me, but also for her. I then picked up a Twisted Tales by Liz Baswell, and this is Once Upon a Dream, and it was What If Sleeping Beauty Never Woke Up. It was $9 down from $25 at QBD, so picked it up nicely. Naked hardback. It's just got a cute little spinning wheel. Everyone knows about the spinning wheel. The Serpents and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent, which is a vampire fantasy romance where we are following the human ward of the Vampire King, and she goes into a tournament to earn her freedom. And I do have a special edition of book 2 coming with sprayed edges and hardback later this year when it gets released. I picked up book 2 in the Nightshade Crown series by Hannah Whitland. I haven't read book 1, but I liked the covers as well. And I really just want to read from this author. But this just sounded good. I've been told to read this book, and I kept not being able to find book 1. And I accidentally thought I picked up book 1, and it wasn't. And that's Dark Air by C.S. Picat, which is the second book in a fantasy YA series. And then my local QBD had book 1, so I picked it up, which is Dark Rise. And I had a lovely book buying voucher by my book club, so I used that. So I'm super eager to dive into these. I've been told that this is an epic, fabulous fantasy series, and the world building in this is spectacular. So I really want to try it out. I then have got, earlier this year, when it was released, I still haven't got to it because I really want to do a reread of book 1 and 2 before I go on to it. And that is book 3 in the Crescent City series of A House of Flame and Shadow. And it's just got really pretty art. I haven't got to it, want to, but also they're chunky books. I'm scared. Let me know if it is if I really should do a reread of book 1 and 2 before I go through. I then have a Fate Inked in Blood, which is book 1 in the Saga of the Unfated, where we follow Feyre, who spends her days gutting fish but dreams of being a warrior. Abruptly becomes reality when her husband betrays her on the Jarl. And she turns out to have goddess blood in her and is a shield maiden. But in order to prove her worth, she has to fight her stepson. I also have probably a very highly anticipated book for everyone this year, and that is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I'm doing really bad at this. We follow a assassin and a dragon rider in this one. And I've heard good things about it. I mean, they've got beautiful end paper drawings. Have recently just picked this up, so we'll be getting to it very soon. And the final book I have is 5 Broken Blades, and this is by Maya Colland, and we follow 5 of the most dangerous liars in the land, are summoned to work together to single objective is to kill the god King Jun. So I'm also trying to dabble in not purely Western fantasies into it, and this has got a variety of different points of view. So I'm also intrigued on how this works and how I can read it, enjoy it, but also read like a writer and see how they balance multiple points of view to help me with Splinters of Ash. So they are the majority of the physical copies of books that have entered my library. I've been very privileged but I would love to know what your favourite book that you've picked up for yourself or been sent is, and I will be back with a new video very soon. If you would like to see a revamped office tour, let me know, or even a bookshelf tour once I have found homes for all these books. So without further ado, let's use our voices to promote positive change in the world. Thank you and bye bye for now.